Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us and welcome to A Turn of Events, where we help put a positive spin on the future of your business. I'm Annette Naif, the CEO and Creative Director of Naif Productions. We are a strategic event production company based in New York City. We specialize in corporate, social, nonprofit, and weddings. We are doing virtual, we're still doing virtual events, but we are getting more into live. So if you are looking to do a live virtual hybrid event, please reach out to us. We're happy to consult or just, help you with the whole production of it, whatever that looks like for you. We're here to help you. If you are a wedding and event planner and you are looking to start your own business or you're struggling in your current business, reach out to us. Join us over at the Event Planner Society. It's our Facebook group. There's almost 1,000 people in the group. We're doing some great things over there. I'm sharing 30 years of my content. Event Planner Society. Join us over in the Facebook group. And I'm really excited about my next guest. She is just amazing. She's been a friend of mine for many, many years and does so many great things. And you're going to learn so much from her in a really short time. So the JumpStart Your Business Coach, Katrina Sawa, helps entrepreneurs create consistent money-making businesses. The creator of the JumpStart Your Marketing System and the JumpStart Your Biz School, Tell It Like It Is speaker. I got to put this all on one page. It never works out that way. International best-selling author with 11 books. That's crazy, and she's amazing. Katrina has been featured on Oprah and Friends XMRadioNetwork, ABC, and TheCW. She was awarded National Collaborator of the Year Award by the Public Speakers Association and as a 2-time nominee for the Wise Women Award by the National Association of Women Business Owners. She holds events annually and is the CEO of the International Speaker Network. So I'm really, really excited to welcome Katrina Sawa. How are you, my dear?
Hi. Yay, we're here.
Yay, we're here. I know. So we're going to talk about secrets to a consistent money-making business. And I know there's a lot of people out there who have struggled in the last year because they're, especially in events, their business is shut down and they're, having a really rough time and things are now starting to pick up. So why don't you talk about where you started, how you got started and how you built your business?
Yeah. So I've been an entrepreneur it'll be 19 years this summer. And I started back, I've been in sales and marketing jobs all my life. And so I was kind of in that sales world, right? And then one of my last jobs was in advertising sales for the local newspaper, like 20 years ago. And thank God I got out of that when I did, right? And
yeah, exactly.
That's where I met so many small business owners and fell in love with the fact that small business owners were so passionate about what they were doing or what their business was. But I also recognized that they didn't know a lot about a lot of other things in order to run a consistent business, and they would go out of business all the time. I'd see them dropping like flies. So that's where I leaped in and said, well, I know what they need to do to attract and retain and continue selling and additional clients. And so it just morphed into now I do things all over the world with clients all over the world. Virtually most of the time. And before it was in person, I was knocking on doors. And so it's been a crazy ride, but I just keep learning and expanding just like anybody should, right? You guys kind of learn and expand and keep evolving your business the way you need to evolve it. We have to get really online savvy these days because everybody is online.
Yeah, that for sure. And I think that you were our first virtual event last year. So all this craziness hit, and I think you were actually our first virtual event. So you and I were going into it like, let's just see how it goes and we'll figure it out. But
it was crazy to turn a live event into a virtual event. Same kind of content. I don't have very big events. Usually they're 70 people max, and I want bigger ones sometimes, but that's just the way it goes. And so we did the swag box. Well, we didn't do the swag box when you were there, but I did like the swag boxes. Now it's pretty much pretty common that everybody that's probably listening has been to a larger 3-day event now where you have multiple Zoom screens, and it's kind of crazy. I never did it in studio. Like some people I know, I have a friend who's doing an in-studio shoot, right? Where they actually build a stage inside like a conference room in a hotel, and then they have Zoom, TV screens all over the place. And frankly, I don't know if I want to do that kind of a big enough event. I like my smaller events. So
we've done that. We've done hybrid where we had a small little audience. And then we, did, and then our first live one, we had about 130, 3-day event this year in March. And we did a live stream. So there were about 500, 600 people on the live stream, but we had about 130 in house. So it's slowly but surely. And then we did, we had the next one was in April, and we had almost 600 people live. This is Miami. So Florida's they're going crazy, and everybody had a great time, and nobody, it's a lot of doctors that were there. So most of them all had their shots. So that's a little bit different situation, but anyway, it was really great. So how did you figure out how to automate that? Automating a lot of it would make you more successful.
Well, when I realized, in order to make more money, I need more clients, or in order to make more money, I need to make more clients in different ways with different business models.
Right.
And so as a business coach, obviously I do coaching, right? And you start one-on-one. Usually when you're starting a business, you do some one-on-one coaching, and then you grow, and then you develop this system, right? Your signature system. And then maybe you teach it in a group program. So then you have a group program going. And so that's a leveraged way, and that's great. And some people only want to do leverage, but I still like to do one-on-one. But when you grow to that extent and you need to fill a larger group program or even a membership or even an event, you need to get in front of a lot more people in your lead generation and in your marketing, because you just won't be talking to enough people if you're not in front of more people. So the lead generation, I realized I had to get in front of 1,000 new people every single month. And I don't know about you, but 1,000, getting in front of and actually connecting with in some way, meaning I'm a speaker and I'm speaking to a group, or I'm at a networking event and I could do a commercial and there's people there listening, or I'm doing some kind of Facebook Live or something and there's people actually watching. That's getting in front of people. And if you count all those people up, you need to get in front of a minimum of 1,000 new people every month. And if you're not, then you're probably not making the money that you want to make. And so then you have to learn how to, bring them in. So once you're talking to them, then you have to get them to raise their hand to want to talk to you and take a next step with you. And so in order to do all of that with so many people, you have to have systems and automation. You just have to. And you have to use your website as the hub of your business too. Which a lot of people don't still.
Yeah, call to action, getting them back to your website, right?
Getting to the website, and then depending on what you sell and how you sell it, if you sell from online, then you have to have really good sales pages and videos and things to make them buy there, or you bring them to a call where you're going to enroll them in something from a phone call, right? So those are really the main ways people sell.
Right. And so just those that are watching that are in the event industry. So I have many different streams of income as well. So there's the commission, we have our event fees, and then we get commissions on certain things. We have a site, we can do site selection and contract negotiation. That's a whole separate fee. And then I have my coaching where I do one-on-one, and then I have group coaching as well. So I don't have just do an event and that's it. I have other things that I evolved in. When COVID hit, I had to pivot to virtual, right? So if I didn't do that, I would not have a business for a year. So I had to get into the virtual bandwagon and start doing that. So, we've always done some sort of a live stream aspect to an event, but doing a full-on virtual event is a whole nother ballgame. So it's totally different. So what mistakes did you make in the early stages that changed the way you did business? And what did you do to avoid more mistakes in the future?
I would say the biggest mistake that I made is not doing what I was told to do by my business coach at the time. and thinking egotistically that I knew better than this person I was paying thousands of dollars.
That's not good. That's not good.
Right? And so you learn. And I was stubborn and a little bit controlling at the time. And I see a lot of entrepreneurs like this, and hey, we're smart. I got a degree. I'm smart. I can figure stuff out. I get a lot of clients like this who've tried and then still like not seeing the results. And then they go, okay, what am I missing? What do I need to know? Right. You just kind of have to give in and let go and let somebody who knows how to show you the way. And so I was resistant to doing that in the beginning. So I probably could have gotten more successful and made more money 3 or 4 years earlier than I did had I not done that. So yeah.
Listen, you hired them for a reason.
Right?
You
listen.
I know. And I've done that. I mean, there's times when I have had coaches all along the way. And one thing that I did was one of the coaches would do budgets prior to, in the beginning, like before the client signed them. I don't do that now because it takes so much work and so much of my time that I'm not getting paid for. And if I give them a full budget, then they take off. They don't even come back. They take the budget and they go off. That was one thing that I changed that saved me a lot of time. Now I can bang budgets out pretty quickly, but it was definitely something that I changed that someone coached me into doing. But for the most part, yeah, you kind of have to go with, if it worked for them, which you hope that it did, they're not just making it up, then it could work for you. So,
well, you bring up a good topic that a lot of people do this. A lot of people give too much before they get paid, and you don't want to do that. So you need to secure the contract, get a deposit, get a payment plan going or whatever before you start the work. And this is where I still have a problem with the real estate industry. I mean, the poor realtors, they go out and show homes and
I know
and do all this work. And then people can just decide, I decided not to buy a house after all, but thanks for, 20 hours of your time showing me all these homes that I just decided to stay put. I wouldn't do that. And
yeah.
And you don't have to. You can recreate just because it's not normal in your industry, regardless of what you're doing. You can decide to do it differently. It's your business, and you can make the policies and procedures, and you just will find the right people to work with you. You only need, there's billions of people on the planet, right? We only need like this many of the people on the planet for each of us to make a good living or make a lot of money, even so. So yeah.
No, it's true. People always ask me, why do you coach planners? Aren't you afraid they're going to take your business? I said, I could never do all the business that's out there. It just, and everybody gets different work. So there's personalities for everybody. So, it's all different. So, all right. So looking back, what was the single change that brought about the biggest results in your business?
Well, it was with a different mentor that I had hired to show me how to make more money. So I was at like pushing 80,000 for the year, and I couldn't get to the 100,000, and I didn't know what I didn't know, and I didn't know what was missing or what I needed to do differently. And he said, "Oh, I can get you there, no problem." I said, "Okay, well, show me what to do. Tell me what to do." And the whole year, I was in this mastermind, and he wasn't telling me what to do. I said, "Just tell me what to do." And at least and the whole group of him and the group that I was with was like, "Katrina, just be and be love, Katrina." And I'm like, just tell me what to do. Like, I don't get it. Like, what do I need to do? Do I need to do more emails? Do I need to create a different program? Do I need to raise my rates? Do I need to do something on my website? Do I need to rebrand? What do I need to do? And they're like, "Just be, Katrina, just be love. And it all, the right people will come." And I'm like, oh my God. And so I cried that whole year because I was like, this is not working. I don't know what to do. And that I'm a doer, right? And so at the end of the year, I guess I had implemented being more. Like when I was at conferences and events, I would just kind of go, okay, I need to be. And all these people would come to me and ask, how I can help them. And I would just give them advice freely. And then they would want to work with me. And at the end of the year, I made $100,000. And to the life of me, I didn't think I did anything different other than I was trying to be more. So it was a huge lesson for me, because to get out of just the doing and make sure you're being. And so I have to, I'm still a doer, but I'm also can relax and just be open to what's possible. Before, I would try to force things to happen. And So now I'm more relaxed and I let things flow a little bit instead of forcing things to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did the same thing when I was first started networking, because we all sort of, when years ago, there was no meetups and networking and all of that. Social media wasn't around. So when all that first started and I had just started my business, and I was, you don't want to give out, 100 cards to everybody just to hand out your cards. So I just realized that just being me and just being like social and talking to people and just kind of, making it go natural, the right people are going to show up to me. And that's exactly, as soon as I started doing that and just sort of getting, being in front of people, getting them to know you, like you, and trust you, which is a big thing that, we want to do. So I really very rarely hand out business cards now. It's the craziest thing. I mean, I will hand out a few, but I'm not big on, kind of make sure everybody, again, you got to follow up with all those people. So at the end of the day, I just give out, a few cards of the people that, if they ask for it, but I don't just like handing out cards and getting a bunch of cards just to get them out to people. So I think that was great advice.
Well, and as far as the cards go, of course, I haven't given out a card in over a year, right? Because I haven't been out in person. But before that, yes. And what I tell my clients to do is to not pass their card out, but get the other person's card. Very so if you think someone is an interesting prospect, perhaps, or a good referral source, you need to grab their information.
Right.
So at a networking event, or it could be virtual too now, though, you need to get their information, and you need to be the one to follow up, because follow up is where the money is. And right. They do have to, but you need to initiate it, because you give them the card or you say, here's my information. 99% of people don't follow up. And so you have to be that good steward of the follow up to make things happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. Follow up is key. It's huge. So as a business coach, what are the biggest issues you see out there that business owners are doing that are making them work way too hard or long for not enough profit?
They're not delegating, and they're not using technology to their benefit, or they might be in too many technologies, because you'll talk to people and they'll say, well, you need this tool and you need that tool and you need this technology and you need this landing page software and you need this over here. And then you have too many things. So if you have too many things and nothing's flowing together, or there's a lot of manual labor in between, it's chaos. And so you can't do that. You need to simplify. So I help people simplify their tech so they have the professional look and feel that they need to be that, to position themselves as that expert, whether it's your website or social media or both, and your Zoom room, even your Zoom room. And then, it's making sure that you have the right tech and then the right systems in place. Because like I said, you have to get in front of more people. And if you're only touching or talking to a couple dozen people a month, that's not enough to really elevate your business to where most people want to get to, which is 100 or even sometimes 500,000, a year or more.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. We've had about 5 or 6 people that I post a lot in my Facebook group. And just in the last couple of days, they're all saying, I can't get clients. What do I do? So I hope that they're listening. I'm going to tag you guys on this, because this is really, really important. You need to get in front of people. If you're just not marketing, you're not being visible, you're not out there, you're not networking, and whether that's virtual or live or whatever that looks like, you need to be getting in front of at least 1,000 people a month. And there's different ways to do that.
Yeah,
so
1,000 new people, by the way, because some people will say, well, I have 1,000 people on my email list and I'm emailing them and I'm still not getting business. Well, that's great. There's 3 types of marketing though. There's the new business marketing, where you're going out to try to get people into your circles, into your Facebook group, into your email list, to a phone call with you. The new business marketing is the people that don't know you at all. And then once they get into your circles, then I call them your database. Okay, so not everybody in your database is going to be on your email list. They're going to be in circles, in different pockets of people all over social media and different memberships you might belong to, etc. And then there's referral source marketing. So referral source marketing, you got to tap into those people who talk to your ideal clients often and do joint ventures like this. This is a joint venture. I mean, it's a podcast, but also I did a joint venture yesterday with a gal that I met on a networking event. We talked to coaches and we told them how to grow and scale with ease. And she shared it to her list. I shared it to my list. All of you could do that once a week. You could pick 52 people a year. There's plenty of people out there, and do some kind of joint venture free call and get more people on your list and in your circles. And then you have more people. You're getting in front of new people every week. That's a great strategy that's free.
Yeah. And that's why I started this. We just had our 1 year anniversary with the show. And I did it because my colleagues were losing their businesses and didn't know what to do. So I thought, all right, let's get on, let's talk about what everybody's doing and how we can help each other. And then it's evolved. And here I am a year later. So, and in getting in front of, a lot of different people, they write me and say, I saw your show. And just because there's only maybe, 10, 20 people on at the time that you're live, I get thousands of people that see this because you're going to share it. I'm sharing it. Then other people post it that's in my network and they post it to their networks. So it does. I'm so shocked that thousands and thousands of people see this. And that's what you got to do, is you got to be in front of people. So yeah, it's a great idea. So why is automating your business and marketing such an important factor in building a successful business?
Because it allows you to touch more people on a regular basis without you manually doing it. So if you have to touch every single lead or prospect that comes through your door yourself, like you have to have a phone call or you have to email them once they're interested, or, then you're just not going to be able to do it. It's just not humanly possible. There's not enough hours in the day to reach to manually touch everybody that you need to touch on a regular basis. So you have to have automation, and again, make your website the hub of your business. So you need to have like sign up boxes and even videos on your website, because people need to experience you before they talk to you. They're not going to just come to a free call because you have a free call on your website. So you need opt-in boxes, plenty of stuff for people to sign up for free stuff for on your website. That gets them onto an email list. Then you have to have automated emails that go out when they sign up. And then of course you're going to send regular emails too with other content. That's the nurturing part of it. But you have to have those auto emails and auto things that are going to go out. You might take them from one page to another. If they click this button, and they'll go here. Those kinds of things are critical. And even on social media, there's lots of little things you can add on your social media profiles to get them to watch a video, or to click here, or to even add themselves to an email list, or automation is the key. And then delegating as much as you can. So like the promotion of events, like when I have an event, I'm sure with your events too, when you have an event, you can write regular marketing copy, right, for that event to promote it. And then somebody else can do those posts and those emails. You don't have to do that, right? Once you write the copy and you figure out what's going to be sent in a regular, then somebody else should be putting those out. You should not be putting out promotions that are pre-written with a pre-written blurb and picture. That's just a waste of time. You have to delegate that so you can do the personal connecting and say, hey, did you see my message? Would you like to come to my event, or whatever it is, right? Yeah. So you have to be the personal connector on social, when social is one of the biggest things you want to delegate stuff to. But only about half of what you do there can be delegated. The rest has to be personal connection.
Yeah, for sure. Very, very important. And I know we sometimes, when I have my Facebook group, and I will do a little voice message. So they like to hear your voice. They want to, just even writing is you can always just do a short little video or a voice. I think it's really great advice, Katrina. All right. So what are a couple of top things a business owner should automate in order to be more efficient? And I think you mentioned those, but just to be specific, you said automating why don't we go over those again?
Follow up for sure. So anything following up from them submitting information on your website. So I have people who apply to speak at my events, my International Speaker Network events, and they get auto emails, right? So I don't even really touch them until I decide if I'm going to have them to talk or not, or speak or not. Any automated emails and follow up from initial opt-ins or initial purchases should be definitely automated. That's the main thing. Social media, sometimes you can automate some social media posting, because say this podcast, for example, I've been on a lot of podcasts, and people will take the recording, and this one is projected all over social media, right? But you can also download the file, you can upload it to YouTube, you can upload it in many different places, but you can also put it into Hootsuite or any kind of social media that you want to, scheduler, and you could schedule this recording, this show out every 3 months, for example. And so if you do a once a week show and you schedule that to go out again every 3 months, then think of all those social posts you're going to have later on in life that are just going. They're just going like crazy. So think of things that can be evergreen that you can just post and repost and repost and schedule out, and you don't have to touch it again.
Yeah, great advice. This does go, so this is a live show, then it goes on our podcast, then we put it on our YouTube, and we do the same thing. And you just gave a great tip. I'm going to get my team to start marketing all the other ones that I've done. Because I have a team that helps. So what I do with my events is I post out a link to the event that we're going to be doing. They create the posts, and we have different pictures that we add to it, and we schedule them and we rotate them, and they go out different times on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. So I don't do any of that. They do it, they change it up, and they make different, like create 5, 6, 7, 8 different posts, and that's how it works. So, okay, good. So you still do a lot of in-person networking then yourself, or why is that still important?
Well, yeah, I mean, during COVID, it was all virtual, but I still go to, I probably attend or speak at probably like 15 to 20 events a month. Wow. 15 to 20 events per month. Now, I wasn't doing as much before COVID, but in the beginning of my business, when I started my business, I was going to 15 networking events in person locally, right? Yeah. And just for networking to get clients. And that's the main thing that I did. I did networking events. I was in 4 chambers, a leads group, an eWomen network, and I just went around town, and would network like crazy, then follow up and then get clients and work with clients and do the same thing over and over. And then I learned about the online stuff. These days, I wasn't doing that many events because I had more leads coming in through other means, right? But then when COVID hit and we can't go out to events, and it was just so easy to pop on an hour call here, an hour call there. I'm like, it was just easy. I mean, the beginning of COVID, I think the first 6 months, I had 6 networking calls a week on my calendar. Because what else are you going to do if I don't have client calls? I mean, I might as well go to a networking event and find leads or referral sources or joint venture partners or be asked to speak somewhere. I'm speaking 11 times in 3 weeks right now. I'm in the middle of this 11 every week I have like 2 or 3 speaking gigs now, but they're all virtual. And so you got to look for speaking gigs. You need to go to events. I mean, the only events, well, not the only, but the main events that I would recommend you go more to are the ones you can at least have a commercial in the beginning. Like they go around the room and say, okay, tell us what you do. And then you can put yourself in the chat. And then you can, usually those kinds of calls, I'm finding 3 to 5 people that I can do follow-up calls with. And then I schedule those follow-up calls, and then half of them become joint venture partners and half of them probably become clients. You just have to work the Zoom room. That's what you have to do. And I have a whole training I just did on that, how to do that.
That's awesome. That's so good. You're really great at that. A lot more than me. I try to do at least 2 a week. So, when I was going live, because it's just a lot, and, it depends on what's going on, and events can take over when you're doing, when you're planning 10 events or 20 events at one time, that can be a lot. So, because you do events.
Right. So and you're in the mode of, so you're in service mode, you're in delivery mode, right? But you got to remember to stay with at least a few things in the lead generation activities. Even if you're super busy in delivering service or delivering with a client, you can't stop the lead generation mode, because you will die as soon as your events are over. You'll be dead, and you'll be like, now I need business again. So I tell my clients, do you have this event? But don't shut down right after the event. The most crucial time is the follow-up after the event, if they're selling a program or whatever that looks like. So, don't take a vacation right after the event. So many people do. I know.
So one last question, because we're right down to the end, but what are some suggestions you have for how entrepreneurs can have both more love and more money in their business?
Well, a loaded question, because so one of the things I talk about is getting more love in your life and money in your business, as you know, because I wrote the book Love Yourself Successful, which you can see here. And I think the reason why a lot of people don't do more marketing, lead generation, follow-up, and sales activities in their business a lot of times stems from something in the love side of their life, which could be not just with the significant other or lack of them. It's just not happy. You're settling for something. You're settling in a relationship. You have some crappy clients, or your negative self-talk to yourself. You're not doing what you're really passionate about. There's a lot of things. If you're not happy in the love side of your life in one way or the other, it's going to affect how much money and what you're doing in your business, no matter what. So that's something that I look at with almost every client I talk about at events, and because it's so important, and people don't make that correlation a lot of times, and they wonder why they're not making money.
Yeah. Great advice. Thank you so much for being here. I know you have to run on to something else here, but so much great information. How can people find you?
So the website is JumpStartYourBizNow.com. If you go to /free trainings, you'll see a bunch of free stuff, and you're welcome to take advantage of that. There's one about becoming an author, becoming a speaker more, jumpstarting your business. There's stuff about your money goals, increasing your money goals, your website needs. There's a lot of different free stuff that I've taught. I have a lot of trainings online too, anywhere from $27 to $2,000. So there's something for you either to help you grow your business, I'm sure, or reach out if you need help. That's all.
We're going to put the link to your website in there. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm really happy, and it's always good to see you.
You too. And yes, live events are coming back. So plan.
Yes.
I can't wait myself. So
I know. I'm very excited too. All right, thank you so much. Thank you guys for joining us. I'll see you next week. Have a fantastic day, and happy Memorial Day weekend. All right. Take care. Bye.